22nd, 2012. The hotel and suite is vibrating. Outside, the traffic is a standstill for miles. And inside, a 23-year-old Chris Brown is being paid a staggering $1 million for a single night. But something is different. Most American stars fly in, play their hits, and fly out. But Chris is backstage, not looking at his set list, but watching a young, skinny kid named Wizkid. That night changed the trajectory of global music. It wasn't just a concert, it was the birth of an alliance. And fast forward to 2026, Chris Brown isn't just a guest in Afrobeats, he's a pillar of it. While other Western artists treat the sound like a vacation, Breezy treated it like a home. Today, we're going in depth from the billionaire mansions of Lagos to the record-breaking stadiums of South Africa. This is the story of how Chris Brown became the adopted son of Afrobeat. To understand the influence, we have to go back to when Afrobeat was still local. And in 2012, the world hadn't heard Essence or Last Last or Blow My Mind. The genre was exploding within Africa, but it needed a bridge. And then the 2012 Chris Brown Lagos concert happened. Chris Brown landed in Niger for a show, and a couple hours later, he had to go do sound check, as artists would do. You know, they have to prepare for every show or concert they have. And this is where he first met Wizkid. At the time, Wiz was the Starboy of Africa, but relatively unknown in the United States. But Chris didn't care. And then he invited Wizkid on stage that night to perform Azonto. I don't know if you guys remember that jam, but yeah, let's take a, quick throwback. Yeah, that song. And right in that moment, you can see that Chris isn't just standing there. He's trying to learn the legwork. He's mimicking the shoulder shimmies. And that was the first fun moment that signaled to Nigerians, hey, this guy actually likes us. He wasn't just there for the check. Humongous check, actually. And for years after that 2012 meeting, fans wondered, where's the music? But behind the scenes, Chris and Wizkid were building a genuine friendship. And here's the fun fact. They spent years just vibing in the studio. Chris says they have dozens of fun songs that will probably never see the light of day because they were just enjoying the process. Then fast forward to 2016. Shabba by Wizkid dropped. It was a trap-heavy experiment, but it featured Chris, Trey Songz, and French Montana on it. It was the first time the world saw them on a track. And I can actually remember when, the song came out. I think I was in college. I was in university that time. I was mind blown because I'm like, whoa, Wizkid featured this heavyweight on a song. It was incredible. Yeah, I think that was the start, the start of Wizkid's version of Afrobeats to the world. But yeah, the real shift happened in 2017 with the amazing song African Bad Girl by Wizkid featuring Chris Brown. This track was a masterclass. It was a masterclass in R&B Afrofusion. Chris adapted his breezy runs to fit the rhythm of Afrobeats. It wasn't trying to overpower the beat, it was sliding on it. But yeah, the climax of this Brotherhood came in 2021. Wizkid, a bigger artist right now, was headlining the O2 Arena in London, a historic 3-night sellout. And on night one, he brought out Chris Brown.
This is my real brother, man, my fucking brother. Tonight, this is his first time in London, performing in London in more than 10 years. Now y'all make some noise for my fucking brother, my real nigga, my dad, Breezy. Let's go!
It was Chris' first time performing in the UK in 11 years due to his previous travel ban. And the crowd didn't just cheer, they roared. Wizkid gave Chris his homecoming in London, proving that the influence went both ways. Isn't that incredible? Because I mean, when you think about it, in 2012, when Chris came to perform in Lagos, Nigeria, he made Wizkid perform on stage. And Wizkid did the same for him when he had his show at the O2 Arena. An arena with, I think, over 20,000 capacity. It's incredible.
Make some noise!
Now, let's go to the 30 BG connection. Okay, check this out. If Wizkid is Chris's artistic pair, Davido is his brother in arms. Their meeting in 2018 was absolutely legendary. Davido was in Nigeria when a mutual friend called him on FaceTime from Chris Brown's house in Virginia. The friend flipped the camera and there was Chris in his living room dancing to Davido's music. Then Chris took the phone and said, "Yo, we gotta link up." And a few months later, they dropped Blow My Mind, one of my favorite songs from Davido and Chris Brown. The video of the song actually hit 1 million views in just 11 hours, which is like a record for a Nigerian artist at the time. I mean, you know, Chris was doing his thing in the video, dancing in the rain type shit. Classic Chris Brown style, you know. And then the record too, amazing record. But look closer at their collaboration, Lower Body, which is a track on Chris Brown's album. I think the deluxe version of his album at the time. When you hear that song, that collaboration, Chris started using Nigerian Pidgin. And Nigerian Pidgin is, of course, a coined version of English, you know, that we use as Nigerians. You know, we just do some sort of improvisations in English, you know, form our own version of it, right? So we started using Pidgin, Nigerian Pidgin, in his lyrics. He was using Afrobeats pop culture words like Bedu and Shayu, and those two words just means, you know, Bedu means music, like dope music, and Shayu means alcohol, drinking alcohol, you know, partying, you know, yeah, that's basically it. At this point, Chris Brown wasn't just a feature. He was becoming a practitioner of the culture. I mean, it was just showing true, pure love to the genre. It was pretty amazing. By 2022, Chris Brown realized he didn't just want to work with the big three. And by the big three, I mean, you know, the heavyweights of Afrobeats. That's Wizkid, Davido, I almost said Chris Brown there.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. That's like the classic big three, the traditional big three. But you know, there's been, I think, a takeover, you know, of like new artists like Ashake, Thames, Rema, Fireboy, you know, all doing well. Or Malay, yeah. So I mean, it could be a thing where you have a different big three of Afrobeats. So yeah, drop in the comments. Let me know who your big three artists are in Afrobeats. Alright, let's move on. So Chris Brown wanted to find the new sound. He just didn't want to work with the A-list artists, the biggest of Afrobeat. Now, this is where he became a kingmaker. Let's start with Lil J's Mona Lisa. The original song, Mona Lisa, was already a sleeper hit produced by the legendary producer SARS. But when Chris upped on the remix, he didn't just add a verse. He studied the Amapiano fusion pocket. He brought Lil J out at the Wireless Festival, giving a rising star the biggest stage of his life. It was pretty amazing. Now that same year, Chris Brown released Call Me Everyday with Wizkid. This song became a global anthem, spending weeks on Billboard charts. It was pretty amazing. And we also have to look at Time and Affection with Rema and Diana with Fireboy. I mean, it was getting on songs with emerging artists, not the traditional big three, the Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. It was getting on songs with Fireboy, Rema, who was still on the come up. Pretty amazing stuff. I mean, at that point, maybe if I wanted to get a Chris Brown feature, he would have just done it. But yeah, it was pretty amazing, guys. It was pretty amazing, guys. Chris was effectively blessing the next generation of Afrobeats. And if you pay close attention, guys, you would notice that his vocal production on these tracks were different from the usual Breezy P. He started layering his harmonies in a way that mimics the call and response style of traditional African music and moved toward the crisp, dry vocal style popular in African music. And guys, I almost forgot. In 2023, Chris Brown dropped Sensational featuring Davido and Lil J. Amazing record. I mean, at this point, it was just evident. It was loyal. It was pledging allegiance to the genre. His loyalty to the genre was evident. Now, fast forward to December 2024, Johannesburg, South Africa. Chris Brown announces 2 nights at the FNB Stadium, the largest stadium in Africa. People said it couldn't sell it out. He sold out both nights in minutes, guys. He became the first artist in history to sell out 2 consecutive nights at that stadium. And on stage that night, he brought out Davido and Lil J to perform Sensational. Seeing videos online, it actually felt less like a US pop concert and more like a Pan-African celebration. It was pretty amazing for Chris Brown. A remarkable moment for him. And now, 2026. Davido recently confirmed in a Billboard Arabia interview that a full Davido and Chris Brown joint album is coming soon.
Collaborations with the Western world. Obviously, like I have a project with Chris Brown, by the grace of God, come out this next year.
Guys, this isn't just a dream anymore. It's a recorded reality. At the 2025 NAACP Image Awards, his Afrobeat work was nominated for Outstanding International Song. Chris Brown has also won Grammys for the 1111 album, which is heavily Afro-coded, guys. He has officially blurred the line between American R&B and African pop. So, what is Chris Brown's influence on Afrobeats? It isn't just the numbers. It's the fact that it made it cool for American superstars to actually respect the genre. It didn't colonize the sound. It collaborated with it. He is the bridge. He is the brother. He is the adopted son. And as the anticipated joint project with Davido looms, one thing is certain. The Afro-Breezy era is only just the beginning. Thanks for watching, guys. And I have not said this all through the video. So if you watch till this moment, why not just subscribe, man, and just wait for the next video, right? It's gonna be really, really amazing. See you in the next one. Have a good one.